Guy, well, let's just, you look around you, you're back in this building at the Motorpoint Arena. First of all, how does that feel?
It's always a special moment to be back. It's such a beautiful rink, so many beautiful memories here, and very, very pleased to be back in town.
Obviously, it's empty now, but can you just feel those big memories that you had as a Panthers player?
Of course. You can. I still imagine right now, like people, sold out crowd against Sheffield, or and during playoff with that energy that building can bring. It's very unique, and it's nice. It's a beautiful place to play.
Kind of touched on it there, but you're one of the players that came back more than once. What can you put into words? What was it that made that affinity with Nottingham so strong for you?
The city, love the fan base, the facility here. It's top notch. You cannot ask for better, and just friends. Made so many good friends that that's why I came back. I wanted to see Ollie, I wanted to see Stevie, Goody, Clarky. Those guys are friends for life, and we're keeping touch. Maybe not as much as we should, but because we're boys and we don't text as very often. But it's just a very special moment, and it was. I wanted to bring my wife back, and her daughter. It's now 4 months, so it's special for her family to be back in town. And even if she's probably not gonna remember, but we'll show a picture of her that she came to Nottingham at some point.
I guess you say there about you don't keep in touch as much as you should, but I guess the minute you're back together, I guess it feels like you've never been away.
Oh, absolutely. Soon we grab our first pint, and then the stories just keep flowing, and that's a sign of strong friendship.
Let's go back to the year that the fan base remembers so fondly, when this team won everything. What was so special about that team, do you think?
It was just that bond we had together. It was a 3-year process. It was not overnight we became good. It was a 3-year process that we start tasting the winning feeling. The first year with the Challenge Cup, and then it brought to the playoff. And the following year we did the same Challenge Cup playoff. And then Corey keep adding those little pieces of the puzzle we needed to just have a very successful year.
Make a good point there. I mean, obviously the team that won that year will be remembered. You can reel those names off. But like you say, that there probably was guys that didn't play in that Grand Slam team, but they maybe set the foundations, didn't they?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There was we needed those guys to kind of set the tone, and then we just carry it on. And like I said, adding those little pieces at the final year, and having the success that we had, it was very, very special.
We'll go through each win, and first of all, the league title. Obviously, when we won in Belfast, we ended that long wait, which was always talked about. You had obviously not won the league in those first couple of years. Did you feel the pressure to win that? Did that the demands come through to you?
It is. First of all, for a North American, winning the league, it's not her priority. It's in her brain. It's winning the playoff. So when you come to the Elite League, it's a different mindset you have to put in your head. So. But yeah, at the end, after 3 years, you have that mindset on, and we wanted to finish as early as possible. And Belfast, what a city to be champion.
The funny thing about that night was you had a game to play the next day, and obviously it was very unique circumstances. You wouldn't normally go out the night before a game, but I remember there was some celebrations.
There was only one rule. It was show up for the game tomorrow, and we did. And we did not bad, actually. We pushed for it was not a massive loss. We did a pretty good game, but yeah, the focus was having fun, celebrating that trophy that we've been waiting for so many years, and the fans been waiting for even more years.
I think we only lost by a couple of goals. One person who claims that he only went for one is Greener, because he played in net that day. Do we believe him? I mean, it's too long ago, but he says he only had one and went home. Can you remember?
If he did, I'm disappointed. But I don't believe he did for one. But knowing Greener, he was probably nervous that he was going to be on the following day, knowing that we all getting more than one beers at that night. But I'm sure he stayed longer than he's pretended to.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. What about that night in terms of the fan base? Because it felt like there were thousands of fans away in that corner. Especially when that empty net goal from Matt Francis went in. Or was it Galley? I think it was Francis went in. What do you remember about those celebrations?
we just end up in that corner to celebrate, and it was just epic. Fans were crying in the stands. It's been that long. They've been waiting for that trophy, and now they were realizing that we're gonna win. So it was very. I'm having chill right now just to think about it.
And then, of course, after winning that, you had that Challenge Cup second leg to win against Sheffield, which came very quickly afterwards. What do you remember about that?
To be honest, we didn't care at that point, but we're like, we're there, might as well give it a shot, and then we end up winning. So it's another round of party just starting again, and then at that point we're just having so much fun that let's go back to the balcony, present that trophy to the fan, and then we were going out in town, and that team loved a good party, so we were just driving.
We'll touch on that in a minute about that bond, but then, of course, comes the playoffs, and I wonder how much it kind of the desire burned to win everything. You'd already won two, and we often actually see in the league, a team that wins the league doesn't always win the playoffs. The emotion of getting over the line, but this team seemed to be built differently. I wonder how much was because you were undoubtedly the best team by a country mile that year.
Yeah, well, after you won two, it's like might as well to make history and win three of it. So that was our motivation at the end, and we just made it happen.
And you talk about the party, and we had the testimonial dinner on Monday night, and Linger was there, and Stevie Lee, and talked about the bond. And I wonder how much that close bond off the ice helped you as a team on it.
Yeah, it was. I think it was the main part of our success. It was the close friendship that everyone had in that room. The wife, the girlfriends, we were all just one unit going out together all the time, and that brought success on the ice for sure.
I'm going to be negative for one moment because at the start of that season, it didn't start well, if we remember, in the league. And to win that league, you made a big run. I wonder how the dressing room had to kind of shut out the noise when initially we made a bad start. What was it like to come together and to turn that around?
I mean, you're never going to have a perfect season, so it's better to have a bad start than a bad finish. So, but yeah, we learn about our strengths and our weaknesses right from the beginning of the season, and then when we start working and towards our strengths, we just became a very good unit.
And again, we touched on this on Monday night at the dinner, but again, the sacrifices guys made, no more epitomised than your captain, Jordan Fox, one of the best forwards in the league previously because of injuries, and then Corey, of course, went behind the bench. He decided to step up and be a D-man. When a captain does something like that, how much does that show the other players about what that team was all about?
Yeah, it was team first, and then the personal success came with the trophies. So it was not about points or personal stats. It was about let's get that job done. And I think you can achieve that with older guys who are not chasing the next contract. There was no one in that room really wanted to go to Germany the following year or to Finland. They wanted to win, and a lot of guys retired after that season. So, but yeah, we had so much fun. It was such a unique group of guys.
We'll come on to Ollie specifically in a moment, but in those days it was more like three-line hockey, wasn't it, than four-line hockey. But the British players played a massive part. There was mostly a British player on every line: Lacko, Matthew Myers, Clarkey, Stevie Lee on defence. A young Ollie played once, I think, that year. How crucial were the British players in that era of our success?
You needed good British player to have success because, like you say, there was one on every line. So. Without good quality players, you cannot succeed, and you cannot play two lines hockey during a long season. So those guys were very, very important.
And first of all, about Ollie, he was only a teenager. As I say, from memory, I think he dressed in one game that year, but trained with you a lot. What do you remember about the Ollie in that year?
Beautiful kid with a cage on that skates very well, strong shot, and just having so much fun on the ice all the time. And I think he still does. He's still the same Ollie that he was when he was 16 practicing with us. But you could see this potential at a very young age. Like Linger said at the dinner, he probably could have success playing junior in Canada. But he decided to stay here, play with some pros, and he became one of a very, very good player here.
Kind of touched on it there, but I guess what you're saying is you're not shocked. Recently, he became our 8th leading appearance maker in our history. He'll probably go even higher. He's been captain when we won the Behind the Closed Doors Elite Series. He's worn the A for a lot of the time. Are you you're not shocked that the Ollie you saw then has turned him to one of the best players this club has had?
Absolutely not. He was working so hard to have success at a very young age. He wanted to be the best on the ice, and his work ethic just brought all the success he's been having.
Brilliant to talk to you, Guy. Thanks very much.
Thank you.